Woody Allen is sometimes credited with the statement that 80% of success is simply a matter of showing up. Today we talk about the importance of our presence. Presence is a part of that stewardship pledge that is made in the United Methodist Church, where we pledge our prayers, our presence, our service, our gifts, and our witness. Recently, Linda and I purchased a new desk chair. The box in which it came was marked, quote, "Some assembly required." The chair had various parts, and each part had a different function, but assembling all the parts together was required for the desk chair to function properly. The church works much the same. In his teachings to the early church, Paul explained that people make up the body of Christ, and that each person is a part of it. That's 1 Corinthians 12:27. He added, just as the body, though one, has many parts, but all its parts form one body, so it is with the body of Christ. That's 1 Corinthians 12:12. Each person in the church body brings different talents and interests and functions. If one person is missing from the body of Christ, which is the church, see Colossians 1:24, then the church cannot function as it was designed. It would be much like that desk chair malfunctioning if one of its parts, for example, a wheel or an armrest, were missing. I'm sure that you've heard some people say they don't need to attend church in order to worship God, and sometimes that's true. We can worship God in solitude, and Jesus said as much in Matthew 6:6 when he instructed his disciples about the importance of praying privately and not for public show. But you and I were made to be in community with one another, and that community is the church. The church functions best when we are assembled together, working in harmony. And frankly, we work best, that is to say, we are functioning most effectively when we are supporting one another by joining together in fellowship and in worship. Our presence must be more, though, than just a physical appearance in church on Sunday morning. Our very existence, that is, our life, is a gift from God. Sound Christian stewardship requires us to use every gift from God for His purpose. Therefore, being good stewards of our presence, our God-given life, means that more is expected than just showing up to occupy a church pew for an hour each week. We need to be mentally and emotionally engaged in the work of the church. We need to be present not just in form, but in function as well. Christianity is not a solo exercise. God made us to be in community. At the time of creation, God realized it. He said, it is not good for man to be alone. That's Genesis 2:18. We were created to work with others. King Solomon observed, two are better than one. If either of them falls down, then the other can help the first one up. That's Ecclesiastes 4, verses 9 and 10. Christianity works that same way. We work in tandem, supporting one another. If one stumbles, his Christian colleague is there to help him up. Moreover, we need to stick together so that Satan is not able to pick us off one at a time when we venture off on our own, leaving the community of believers. As Christian stewards, we need to dedicate the life God has given us to God's work. We need to commit our physical, our mental, and our emotional presence to the work of the church. The gifts and talents we bring are essential for the church to be complete and to work as designed. So, are you recognizing your life as a gift from God and as an essential part of the church community? Consider, if you will, these questions for introspection. Question number 1, Do you recognize your life as a gift from God? If so, how are you using that gift, your life, for God's purposes? Question number 2, some assembly is required for us to function as God has planned. In what ways are you assembling with fellow believers? And question number 3, God has planned for us to come together as the body of Christ. Moreover, He has given each of us different gifts and talents to enhance the functioning of His church body. What role does God have in mind for you in the church right now? The author of Hebrews cautioned that the church must not give up meeting together. That's Hebrews 10:25. Our presence with fellow believers is essential to the body of Christ and is key to our surviving and thriving as Christians. Jesus emphasized the importance of being together. He explained, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I with them." That's Matthew 18:20. As Christian stewards, we recognize that God has gifted us with life, and therefore we need to respond by committing that life, our life, to His kingdom. That is most effectively done when we come together in His name, being the body of Christ at work on earth. So let us come together. Add your presence to the church body of Christ today.